Hello again, it's Sherry, and welcome to The Eyes Habit. I've mentioned for a while now that I've been wanting to do a YouTube rants video. And since I had to, make the video for asking questions for the Q&A, I figured I might as well go ahead and film this too. Now, I should have written notes down at the time when I originally thought about doing this, because I'm sure I'm missing some things. But I already have quite a list here, so bear with me. And I want to say first and foremost, especially in terms of one particular issue that's on my rant list, I mean no disrespect, and I certainly don't mean to hurt any feelings. But one of the things I'm about on YouTube and in life is where I can help instruct and where I can help people learn. I try to do that. All right, let's start. The first issue, and it has a couple of sub-issues. The first issue is people who play games to get subscribers. These are my least favorite people on YouTube. I find it, especially some of the hijinks that go on, I find them, either just juvenile and childish down to downright offensive. One of the first things is people who subscribe to me, and especially people who say, really nice things about me or about my channel. And they subscribe and they say, really would like if you would check out my channel. And then because, I am who I am, I go to other people's channels, and if they have content, I usually subscribe. And so there are the one group of people that sub to you, and the minute you sub back to them, they unsub you. Because all they're not about you, they're not about your channel, they have no interest in you or your channel whatsoever. All they're interested in is a number. You are nothing but a number to them, and all they're trying to do is get that subscriber number going up. That's it. Now the other thing they do is, and this I have to say happens more on my channel, at least that I notice. I have an entire screen full of people just in the past month. And thank goodness YouTube has now started putting these messages, these types of messages, comments, in the spam folder. I love that they do that. I love it. And that way I know that I can go through them all at one time. People who come on your channel, "Hi gorgeous, I just loved this video. I subbed to you, and I have a channel too, and I would really like it if you would sub back." Except that they didn't sub to you. I think what makes it all the more egregious is how they ladle on the sugar, when they're trying to get you to go to their channel. So that I just find reprehensible. Now, I do understand that there is the ability on YouTube to hide who you subscribe to everyone else. So yes, a percentage, and I would think it would be a pretty small percentage, a percentage of the people who say they've subbed to me and don't show up on my subscription list are people who keep their subscriptions private. Okay, the next one on the list is the one where, like I said, I might hurt some feelings. I'm really sorry if I do. I just really feel like this falls into the category of public service, to tell people how, what's happening. There are quite a few people who use music in their videos, and they don't adjust the volume on the music so that the difference between the music parts and the voice parts are like this. Da 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 da. Hi, today I'm talking about da 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 da. Okay, so, I'm going up with the volume, down, up with the volume to hear their voice, down with the volume to almost zero to get the music down to a normal level. And what makes it worse is that I live in a condo. I have upstairs neighbors, and when you have noise, especially if I'm up very late at night, which I often am, or if I'm up in the middle of the night, when I can't sleep or something, and I don't know that this is what's happening in this video, and I turn this video on, and it could wake up the whole building. So there is a way to moderate the volume on the music. And I know, and I'm not faulting anybody for not being good at editing or not knowing much about the technical end of things. I didn't either when I started. I had to learn it, all from scratch. But there is a way to meter the music, to bring it down to a level that is more in tune with your voice, especially those of you that are very soft voiced. The difference between the music and your voice is huge, and literally it has blown me out of my chair. If you're talking and then all of a sudden some music comes on and you're showing, you're doing a Get Ready With Me, or you're showing something with music behind it, it'll literally blow me out of my chair because I've got my volume all the way up to be able to hear your voice. So I edit in Corel Video Studio Pro. So I can't help you with how to do it on YouTube, but I will, if you're editing in YouTube or if you're adding your music in YouTube, I will see if I can research that and see how to adjust the volume so that you can get the music and your voice, a little bit more on par rather than having the music up here and the voice down here. And if I can figure that out, how that works on YouTube, because I don't use YouTube to edit. I do all that in a separate program before I even upload to YouTube. So here again, just, letting you know that it can be very off-putting to be watching a video where, especially if if it's just intro music and outro music, I can usually deal with that by adjusting the volume real quick. But if it's a Get Ready With Me or something where you're using little bits of music all the way through and you're going, it's like, it's next to impossible to keep up with the volume button, up and down, up and down, up and down. So if I can help anybody figure that out, I will. Like I said, I'm not here just trying to criticize. I'm really trying to help. And I figured out how to do that just by, in Corel Video Studio, I figured out how to do the music thing, just poking around and poking around and poking around. That's usually how I learn software. I just keep poking around into different buttons and menus until I finally figure it out. And I just figured that out like maybe a year ago, if that. So, I understand, we're not all techies. I certainly am not. Okay. And then, of course, there are the YouTube antics, just the stuff, the crap that's going on with YouTube and with Google Plus separating from YouTube. And we all thought, oh, once Google Plus separates from YouTube, all of our problems will be over. Yeah, I think we all know that's not the case. What I've heard a lot of the past several months is that YouTube is somehow unsubscribing people to other people. I haven't seen a huge amount of that in my personal account, but I've heard about a lot of it. The thing that I have seen a lot in my personal account is that I watch my subscriber numbers going up, 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 and then I go over to the video manager and I go down to subscribers and the list hasn't changed. So how can the number be 7 numbers higher than it was yesterday, but there's nobody new on the list? So what I'm kind of assuming is happening is that it's taking about 2 days sometimes 3, for the list to update. And that's really annoying. So I'd really be interested to know, for those of you who have content on your channel, have you seen this happening with, with your channels too? And one thing I was curious about, for those of you who do keep your subscriptions private, I was just curious. I mean, I don't mean to be nosy, but I was just curious, like, why do people do that? I mean, the first thing I thought of was, let's say, you're a person who, your channel talks all about being Christian and God and all that, and then maybe you go subscribe to some porn channels and you would want that to be private, but that doesn't add up, So I don't quite understand why you would have your list private, but I will tell you that what I'm going to do from now on, when I have a giveaway, is I'm going to require, if you want to be entered in this giveaway, you have got to turn off whatever that switch is that makes your subscribers invisible, at least for 2 days, so that I can physically see you on my list and know that you're a subscriber. And I've worked really hard for 2.5 years on my channel, and I just this year hit 500. So, seeing the numbers go up is important to me, but I have never, in 2.5 years, ever gone to somebody's channel and trolled for numbers. Never. And I never will. I don't need subscribers that bad. So that's all I got written down. I'm sure there are others, but I think that's more than enough for now. I hope that you will accept this in the spirit that it was given. If any of these things bother you, I would love to hear your opinion down in the comment section. Or if you're really PO'd at me for something I said, talk about that down in the comment section too, though I really hope I didn't offend anybody. Alright, that's it from my YouTube rant video. Take care, be well, and always be yourself. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.